Everyone desires respect, but not everyone is able to achieve it. Respect is like a golden ticket in life. While there are many ways to gain respect, Sigma males have one of the most subtle and effective ways. It's not about playing games or controlling others, rather, it's about some straightforward yet effective ways these men use to gain respect right away. Here are 10 of them. It's not about being the loudest person in the room or constantly trying to prove you're the best. First of all, they always follow through on their commitments. Sigma guys don't make extravagant pledges. Instead, they make sure to honor the little, daily promises they make to their friends. For example, if they say they would help them move on Saturday, they arrive prepared to lift boxes. It's that easy. It shows that they value people's time and trust, which increases their respect from others. In a world where making promises is easy but keeping them is harder, being someone who keeps their word can truly set you apart. It's a simple yet incredibly effective approach. The true technique is that you get respect without having to ask for it because people start to see you as someone they can trust and rely on. Simply carrying out your promise. Number 2, they mean what they say and express what they mean. Directness and honesty go a long way. When Sigma males speak, you can bet that it's something worth listening to because they're not just talking inanely. They're the kind of people who think before they speak, making sure that their words match their beliefs and actions. This kind of integrity is becoming more and more rare, and it makes people sit up and pay attention. It's not about being blunt or harsh, rather, it's about being respectful and considerate but not telling you the truth just because you want to hear it. Instead, they'll give you the real truth in a thoughtful and occasionally even eye-opening manner. And here's the thing. People respect this because we all know where we stand with someone like that, which is refreshing in a world full of half-truths and mays. Number 3, they lead quietly when in charge. This is one of those underappreciated abilities that truly makes people sit up and take notice. It's all about getting things done without making a big scene or demanding attention, whereas alpha males are known for their loud and dominant leadership style. This alignment of words and actions builds trust and naturally earns respect without seeming to try too hard. Sigma males prefer a more subdued approach. They don't need to brag about their authority. They can demonstrate it through their deeds and outcomes. They prefer to work quietly and effectively behind the scenes, inspiring and empowering others instead of shouting the loudest. People respect leaders who allow them to grow and contribute while still guiding the ship toward its destination. This is a difficult but incredibly effective balance. This approach earns them a ton of respect because it demonstrates confidence and competence without needing a spotlight. You won't see them boasting about their accomplishments or their position. Instead, they let their work speak for itself. Number 4, they behave morally. Have you ever been in a situation when you had to decide between doing the right thing and taking the easy route? This kind of leadership does more than simply command and earn respect, it draws people organically. Sigma males frequently find themselves at these crossroads, but they tend to act morally even when it's not the most convenient course of action. This could involve speaking out against something they know is wrong or accepting responsibility for their errors by continuously acting morally even when it's unpopular or inconvenient. Sigma guys have a strong moral compass and integrity. When someone does something right and you can't help but admire them for it, you may instantly support them or even make a mental note to emulate them. How many times have you wanted to say or do the right thing but were afraid of what other people would think? That is the strength of doing the right thing. It's similar to receiving instant respect. Sigma males are the exact opposite, and that's one of the reasons they're so respected. They have no trouble admitting when they're wrong, even if it means apologizing or making changes. Even from people who might not have given you much thought before. Number 5, they admit when they're wrong. You know, those people who just can't seem to admit when they're wrong, as if their ego is so large that it won't even allow them to consider the possibility they made a mistake. Everyone makes errors, and admitting your faults doesn't make you weak. Rather, it demonstrates strength and humility, which is a quality that others respect since it takes guts and self-awareness to own up to your mistakes. While others may attempt to hide their errors or place the blame elsewhere in order to seem flawless, these people take responsibility and point the finger at themselves. However, this honesty is what distinguishes Sigma males. It's not about being self-deprecating or putting oneself down, but rather about owning up to mistakes, learning from them, and moving on. This kind of attitude not only gains respect but also fosters trust. Number 6. Unlike those who are always vying for attention with ostentatious behavior or loud claims, they don't overcompensate for attention. Male Sigmas follow a different path. One that is more concerned with taking care of themselves than with drawing our attention. They don't feel the need to overcompensate for attention, and you won't catch them attempting to get attention or vying for it. Instead, they quietly go about their business, concentrating on what matters to them without requiring approval from others. This is not to imply that they don't appreciate praise or recognition. They do, but they don't need it to succeed since they are self-motivated and driven by their own internal sense of purpose rather than by other people's approval. They demonstrate that you don't have to yell to be heard. A confident whisper often conveys more respect, which is gained by the caliber of your deeds and the sincerity of your statements rather than by the volume of noise you produce. 7th place. While most individuals depend on verbal communication to comprehend others, they have an intuitive understanding of others. Sigma guys go one step further. It's as if they have a sixth sense that allows them to understand people, thoughts, and feelings without speaking to them. They pay attention to the little things, but they are not psychics. The ephemeral facial emotions, and even the unspoken words that linger. While this ability may seem enigmatic to some, it's one of the reasons even the most challenging people respect Sigma males. Number 8. Because they avoid gossip. While it may seem like an alluring way to connect with others, gossip is a trap that can quickly damage your reputation, which is why Sigma males make it a point to avoid it. This ability to put themselves in other people's shoes not only helps them understand people better but also prevents potential issues or conflicts early on. Talking about someone behind their back won't make you more respectable. On the contrary, when they choose not to participate in gossip, it reveals something about their character, including their regard for others' privacy and maturity beyond trivial chatter. When you're around someone who doesn't gossip, you feel safer sharing your stories with them because you know they won't spread like wildfire. You begin to see them as trustworthy, the kind of person you respect and feel comfortable relying on. These small but significant decisions have a significant impact on how other people see you. This strategy not only protects the individuals being discussed, but it also builds their respect. Consider this. When you're with someone who doesn't gossip, you feel more comfortable sharing your stories with them because you know they won't spread them like wildfire. You begin to see them as someone you can trust, and these small but effective decisions make a big difference in how other people see you. Number 9. They are confident but not arrogant. You can tell right away that they are confident, but there's a thin line between being confident and coming across as conceited. They are the ones in the room who don't need to raise their voice to be heard or put on a show to prove a point. Sigma males are not only aware of the difference, but they also know how to walk that line flawlessly. They know their value and aren't afraid to show it, but they do it in a way that isn't in your face. Instead, they speak confidently and steadily without ever seeming to be looking down on you. Their quiet yet powerful self-assurance makes people naturally gravitate toward them and listen when they speak. This type of confidence comes from within and doesn't require flab. They are comfortable with who they are and don't feel the need to compare themselves to others. You can see their confidence in their choices and in the way they carry themselves. It's a quiet assurance that makes others feel at ease around them. These modest confidences that demand respect without asking for it are perhaps one of the most alluring traits of Sigma males. Number 10. They don't let their emotions to control them. It's simple to let emotions run wild in a heated moment, but there's something really admirable about those who maintain their composure when things become heated. Sigma males are adept at remaining composed and making decisions no matter what life throws at them. They don't try to hide their emotions or act like robots, but they know that they shouldn't let them cloud their judgment or control their behavior. When things go wrong, they're the ones you naturally gravitate toward because you know they won't lose their cool. Being someone others can rely on, even when they're feeling overwhelmed or emotional themselves, demonstrates maturity, strength, and composure, which is something that everyone respects.